basically, and get people in the flow. So my basic design is all about rhythm and flow and guidance, and just kind of being an example of how to be in the flow. And I've devised all these processes in which I can assess objectively where people are out of the flow on a biomechanical basis, neuromuscular basis, and through their nervous system and neuromuscular testing, muscle testing, I can actually ask their body questions objectively about where they're tweaked and untweak them, get them unraveled, get them back in the flow. So that's the thing that I just want to teach to people. Because there's only so many pieces of the puzzle, so you can learn how to muscle test and communicate with the nervous system and get objective evidence about how things are flowing or not with the body. Push 2 hands palm to palm. So I'm just seeing if the sacrum's in the flow and it's breathing well. It is. Line your back. So I come back to that subscapularis muscle. Push down that way. And it's strong, so that means that was the only layer of the supraspinal issues. So I can actually check her structure. It's still looking good there. So her leg lengths are even, so the chest research, her pelvis should be out and it's not out. Diaphragm's good, first rib's good, let's go together. Rotate, psoas down, push up, eyes up to the right, eyes up left, turn your head right, turn your head left, that's C1, C2, tilt your head, that's C3, happy, hold that way, C7 and 6 and 5 and 4, give me this one, push towards me. I can tell you don't need much. Hold that way. So all of her cervicals are looking good. That means her lumbars are good, except for possibly she has an imbrication. Push out, but she doesn't. Push out. This way. Push out that way. That's all good. Face down, kiddo. And here.
I've got a little challenge in my lower back where my disc was herniated and damaged, so sometimes my pelvis goes out and my lower back goes out, and it's been the only thing that allows me to, comfortably manage the discomfort and put me back together. Where I can do extreme activities in sports, which normally aren't allowed with this type of condition I have, so I'm super grateful. Can live a very passionate, active life. Yes.
People come in for a little package, basically, and I get them in the flow, and then I show them how beautiful they are, because everybody's way cooler than they think, because their thinking is purely conditioned. So when you can free people from their conditioning of their mind and help them recognize that it's conditioned and it's really not them, then you can liberate them to be their own unique frequency, because we all have a geometry within us that we're imprinted with at birth. It's like smelling your own nose. So I help people kind of get a sense of through the human design, after getting them in the flow neuromuscularly, a sense of the human design, what their geometry is and how to navigate and to make decisions. Because it's all about making decisions in the moment.
So that was great, thank you.
You're welcome, man, you're welcome. Yeah.
This guy's the most thorough practitioner I've ever met.
I like
all as far as
the bases as possible.
You can't even call it particularly chiropractic. It's just
it's
like a whole
chiropractic.
body. Yeah. It's beyond chiropractic. It's
giving the energy field
body
and
tune-up.
Harmony,
Yeah, it's like a complete whole body tune-up.
Yeah. Awesome. So his little TS line point told me that most likely it's pectoralis sternal, which is one of the other very common muscles that are found in the supraspinal connection. Push to my chest. You're using this muscle right here. Now push towards me. So when you initiate the test, you start pushing first and you can't connect. That same muscle on this side, rotate like that, push down that way, keep it straight. Super easy. Yeah. But this one here, there's just no juice. Push towards me, no connection. And if you should be able to activate that muscle by thinking about it. And I'm gonna put myself into it, but you can't, you're disconnected. So now chew, push towards me. And chewing strengthens you like it should. So it made you strong right away. So chewing should always be encouraging your brain to work. So your jaw's working great. Turn your head this way. And push towards me. So that should always strengthen you too. And push. 2 hands, palm to palm on the sacrum. And push. Push again. So I'm testing for different possibilities within the sacral to be goofed up, and he does goof up when his respiration's not working on his sacrum. So I want you to go back to that position and breathe in deep. As soon as he breathes in, it gets better. So we know he's not, when he's inspiring, his sacrum's not really going into motion like it could to pump the cerebral spinal fluid around his brain. Breathe in. Breathe out. So we just encourage it. Breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. 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 And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. This is the mastoid process, is the other end of it. So this guy just pumps the cranial system in harmony with the sacral. It's all flowing together. Good. 2 hands palm to palm on the sacrum, like we did before. Bend the knee for me, buddy. Push up. Cool, Doug. I give you a little rub right here. And there. So when that happens, we know the sclerotome, which is the connective tissue innervation from that sacral, those sacral nerves, goes down the back of the leg. They're kind of got memories of it being not functional in there. So we're just saying, hey, we're going to start something new here, fresh. So forget all that pattern. Because it's all about patterns. People get stuck in patterns.
He's like one of the premier best practitioners for body attunement and health as a chiropractor, and beyond what chiropractic offers, really. The way he works is you wouldn't experience it with anybody else. It's very thorough. It's very from head to toe kind of body. He reads you like a Stradivarius.
We've been with Doug for, God, three and a half years. Absolutely amazing. I feel like there's been such an evolved process in our lives just from being with him, and helped our bodies tremendously, especially with working out and being able to test our muscles in a way that no one has ever done. In every way, it has helped us, mentally, physiology, or the physiological process, and physically as well. I mean, just outstanding.
So a lot of chiropractors, they look for the symptom, and I mean, when you fix the symptom, you still have the underlying reason, but Doug chases the cause, and he also makes sure that there's an energetic balance that has to flow in order to make sure the side of things kind of hold up. So Doug's really helped us a lot in the long run, and we're athletic, we like to get out and do things, so this is it's really supported our behavior and our lifestyle, and he's always there for us, and Doug's just a really good guy. He's a good friend.
We love Doug.
He does an amazing job. He calls the flow. He has the ability and the mastery and the knowledge to implement these principles that he crafted for many years into this simple and effective and sustainable way to bring the body in alignment with the mind and the life force, and allow the individual to be in the flow, to be in the easiness of the moment. And so it works on the neurobiology and structural systems in the body, muscular systems, kinesiology, and so on. Insightful healing touch that he does.
Now chewing actually makes that muscle strong. So his jaw's not contributing to the dysfunction of his nervous system. Turn your head to the right. Push down. Now, turn your head that way. See, I wouldn't expect this to be weak on this guy. Push down this way, because he's kind of conscientious, but he's eating too much sugar. And it throws that reflex off. And when that reflex goes off, which is the tonic labyrinthine reflex, when you turn your head to the right, all the muscles on the left side of the body should turn on, activate, all the flexors on the left side of the body. So that's not happening to him. And I always check this out, because this is always this pattern of muscle weakness. I learned from somebody. Push up. that pattern of weakness indicates that it's called the oppositic syndrome, and many people have it, where they go hypoglycemic. And the problem with that is it throws off the stellate ganglion here in his cervical spine, which affects his sympathetic parasympathetic connection. I went through it. I contacted his ASIS, which is a portion right below that little knob on his pelvis, and he tests really weak. I go, if I go on this side, there's no weakness at all. Push up on his diaphragm, simulating a hiatal hernia, it causes him to go weak as well. And his first rib's out of whack on this side. Pull that way. And this side, that's all grooving. Okay? So up that way, osseous firm. That point on his skull, on his mastoid process, and this little point on his suture, pull that way, have a connection. If I go here, if just that one by itself, it causes the muscle to go weak. But if I just add that one in the equation, it makes it nice and strong. If I go here for the second point, for instance, nothing happens at all. So these points are very specific. When you connect those points, and if I had another hand to test, this point now would make him weak again. So he's going to breathe in and flex his toes towards the nose. As he's stretching his calves like that, flexing his toes towards his nose as he breathes in, he's stretching into the dural membrane, which is the membrane that goes around the brain and spinal cord. And it's firmly attached inside the skull, so it's actually moving the sutures of the skull, and there's points on the suture of the skull that go to every structure in the spine and the pelvis. This was developed by David Dent. He had this vision of this relationship of the sutures of the skull to the spine, and he was right on. So he developed this technique called vector point cranial, which I've assimilated into my process. I do most of my adjusting this way. And you could do all of the adjusting this way, and that's what I'm going to teach people to do it all this way. I don't want to teach osseous manipulation, which is kind of tricky. So he keeps on doing that vector pumping, and I hold these points for a few repetitions on each level, and we're literally unraveling through the nervous system from the brain down, adjusting him from inside out, neurologically, so his body remembers it. Good. So I come back to those things that were found dysfunctional before, and they all test super strong. Grooving. I know his leg lengths are even before I even look. Let this relax, relax. Just kind of grooving the pelvis together a little bit, a little flow going on. So I call this the flow technique. Because literally we can get the nervous system in the flow head to toe. See how strong that is? That's fine. That's all I need. Push. That's all I need. I need some communication. Open your mouth wide. That's weak. Take this hand away. Open wide. That's not weak. That's right there. Take that hand away. Open wide. That's weak. So that means the honest communication. So I'm just preparing you to adjust you. Push towards me. Push towards me. And now that muscle's working better. And that's something you could never work out and make strong. In fact, any of these weaknesses I fix, you could never work out and make strong.
Neurological things.
Yeah, you got it. You got the picture.
Give me a break, let me find some joy.
Hold.
May I find my way, however strange.
So there's this pattern, the SI joint, the diaphragm, and the first rib are off on the left side. And then when I see you standing there, you're just so torqued. Step left. So that's your atlas. So every time the atlas is off, the fifth lumbar is off. So very predictably, push out to the side. That's not going to work so good. Very predictably, push out this way. That's going to work just fine. And very predictably, if you put your finger right there, put your finger right there. Push out to the side. That works fine also, but take your hand away. So as soon as you touch it, your body knows. Infinite intelligence in every atom part. Totally accessible. Pull up that way. So all these points on his skull have a relationship to different structures in the spine and pelvis. So we just had the one that related to the SI joint, and this goes to the first rib. And this little group of points goes to the diaphragm. How it works, I have no idea, but it works every time. We're actually neurologically adjusting him from inside out. I'm just directing where that energy is going. This being induced through that contraction of this, through the vector pumping. He's stretching his dural membrane, stretching his whole membrane, and his whole skull's moving. Good, that's good. After I take my hands off the head, you can put it. Pull it that way. So all those places that were weak a moment ago, so we're grooving.
Ram Sitaram, Ram Sitaram, 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 Sitaram.
But that point right there, it has a relationship to that point right there. These points on the suture of your skull have direct relationships to different parts of your structures in your spine. Pelvis. So you're going to breathe in and flex your toes towards the nose. Breathe out and go down. Breathe in and come up. Breathe out and go down. Keep going. Now when I ask you to vector pump, that's what I want you doing. You're stretching your dural membrane when you do that, which is the membrane that goes around your brain and spinal cord. You're moving these points on the sutures of your skull, so you're actually, together we're converging our energies and causing your body to adjust itself from inside out. This goes to the first rib. The first part went to your pelvis, and this goes to your diaphragm here. C7, relax, pull up that way. C6, pull up that way. C5, not working so good. Little finger, thumb together, I'm going to pull apart. Turn your head to this side. A lot better when you do that. So C5 needs to move that direction. Like this, you're going to pull straight across that way. Keep this arm straight. That's C4. Put that down. Give me that arm. You're going to rotate like that. You can push towards me. Good. Relax that and pull up that way. Awesome. Pull up that way. So now that operates like it should. If I go down, pull up that way. It gives you yang. If I go up, it goes yang. So now your body can actually communicate electromagnetically, neurologically. Touch right there. Now when you do, you're going to raise it straight up like that. Push up. Not going to be bending your leg, just straight leg. Yeah. I used to raise those legs all the time. Like, quit doing that. When I figured I could just tap on the leg and have that happen. It's like magic. I lifted a lot of legs through my life. Give me this arm. Rotate like that and push towards my chest. So that muscle right there, compared to this one here, pull that way. Big difference. A little point on your head told me that muscle was there. You start pushing first. When you start pushing first, you should be able to win if your brain was connected, but it's not. So this is representing supraspinal systemic patterns affecting the way your brain connects to your body in a great way or not. Also, I think it's really important that people put nutritionally dense food in their bodies, intelligent food. Most people put crap in their food all day, all those empty calories that mean nothing, maybe taste good, but they make them feel like shit. But they've been feeling like shit since the beginning, so they have no reference points to really what they're feeling like. So the chemistry is also, everything's all tied in. You gotta get the chemistry, the structure, the consciousness, all aligned. It's only by grace of God it ever happens. And I have no idea what I'm doing. But there are patterns that I follow. That's my thing. I find the patterns that accommodate the flow. I help accommodate the flow. And that's about it for this moment.